Hi friends, what's happened to events in Apex Legends? I've seen lots of you asking questions about the future of Apex Legends, so I've gone through and pulled the stats on events to show you how different Season 21 looks compared to all the previous seasons in Apex Legends. Of course, by now you would have heard that player numbers are down to pretty much the lowest they've been in a good number of years in Apex Legends. And when you compare that to the number of events we've had in Apex Legends, obviously we've only had one event so far this season, and to be fair, up to a couple of weeks ago, it seemed like we might not even get any events in Apex Legends Season 21. So let's have a look at this table I've put together. It's showing you the figures of the number of events in each season, and we'll go right back to the beginning in Season 1 and scroll through this list because it is super interesting, and it's going to give you an idea of what Season 21 really looks like compared to what we've had previously in Apex Legends. Now I should say before I start, I've not actually included any store events, so these are pretty much playable in-game events, ones where they brought skins but also a general collection event or even a themed event. So going back to Season 1, you can see we only had one event in the first ever season of Apex Legends. You can see Season 2 that jumps to 2 events, and Season 3 then had 3 events, followed by Season 4 which had 4 events. So you can see there's a clear progression in the number of events through the seasons. You'll see then in the next season, Season 5, that drops back down to 2 events before going up to 4 events in Season 6 and then 3 events in Season 7. For the next few seasons, you see it hits 4, then 3 and then back to 4 events again. Following that, for the next 2 seasons, in 13 and 14, both had 2 events. Now remember this one in particular, Season 14 having 2 events. You'll see why it's a good reference to remember in just a moment. Before that though, if we continue through the list, you can see we got 3 events in Season 15, followed by 2 seasons with 4 events in Season 16 and 17, and then back to 3 events in Season 18 and 19, before last season where we got 4 events again. So there's definitely a consistent growth in terms of having a lot more 3 and 4 event seasons, certainly over the last few seasons. And that all brings us to Season 21. Our first event took place on the 25th of June. Now given Season 21 started on the 7th of May, that means over a month and a half wait for an event. So if we compare that to the other seasons we just looked at, and starting by that wait time I just talked about, I looked through all of the dates for the seasons in terms of when the first event was from the start of the season, and actually Season 21 is the longest wait for an event since Season 9. And Season 9 was the last time we had to wait this long for an event. It was actually slightly longer at 56 days, compared to Season 21's wait, which was 49 days. Since then, yes, there have been some long wait times, but none of them as long as we've just had to wait in Season 21. So that's the first interesting comparison to draw from previous events in previous seasons. And by the way, Season 9 was in 2021. That means this season's wait for an event is actually the longest time we've had to wait for an event in 3 whole years. Now obviously we've just looked at the number of events in a season, and so far there's only been 1 event in Season 21. Given the dates of when Season 22 is due to start, it's a pretty strong suggestion that Season 21 is likely to only have 2 events in the whole season. And you saw from that table we were looking at previously, where I told you to remember Season 14, because Season 14 was the last time we had a 2 event season. And obviously Season 14 took place in 2022, meaning Season 21 again is going to be the lowest number of events we've had in a game for 2 whole years. Now obviously Season 21 isn't quite finished, so feel free to come back here and say this comment aged badly if we do end up getting more than 2 events before the season finishes. Although I will be quite surprised if that happens. Anyway, you can clearly see that with the player numbers dropping, it does have a funny coincidence or alignment with the lack of events in the game. I hope this was interesting for you. Don't forget to like and subscribe. I've got lots more interesting Apex videos coming your way. For now though, thank you for watching, and I'll catch you later.